Hello, I'm Sean Spazzato with Inside the Magic, videographer and staff reporter. I'm here at Walt Disney World's Disney Springs, just walking around, taking a look at some of the sights today. On today's episode, it's actually Friday, May 18th. I will be showing you around Disney Springs, some of the new additions and just small changes. Then later I will be taking you to Epcot to take a look at some new updates from last time's episode of when I was here last. But yeah, so stay tuned and enjoy this week roundup of what is happening at Walt Disney World. For my first stop, you can probably, if you're kind of familiar with Disney Springs, tell where I'm at. I'm over where the old Harley Davidson used to be, which is now the new Disney Style. For those of you who don't know, it's this brand new store that just opened here at Disney Springs I think the end of last week. And essentially here you can kind of just find a wide array of apparel, accessories, all based on Disney movies, characters, and theme parks. It's just this really fun new store. In fact, they actually have photo ops located inside, which is so wild. Definitely just a really cool, fun new shop to check out. I know this is kind of the hotspot if you've been on Twitter or any social media following tags of Disney Springs. This is all everyone is talking about. I will say there are some really cute things located inside. I actually couldn't help myself. Before I'm shooting this video, I actually went inside just to look, and they've got some really awesome merchandise. And I don't know if this merchandise is available on Shop Disney. I'd like to think it is. But yeah, so here's just a look at this new store that just opened at Disney Springs. For my next stop, I am over by the hangar and paddlefish and boathouse. So if you haven't guessed it, I'm actually at the brand new Wine Bar George. This is a new restaurant opening here at Disney Springs. Actually tomorrow, it was just announced, which is so exciting. For those of you who don't know, the George in the name is actually after Master Sommelier George Milliotes, who has been a part of the Walt Disney World family for quite a while now. He started at Disney's Contemporary Resort in the California Grill, where he worked from 1995 to 2002. And while he was there, he created an award-winning wine list. It was one of the first 100 wines by the glass lists in the country. And he's just a world-renowned master of wine, which is really exciting, the fact that he's actually opening a restaurant here in Disney Springs. But yeah, so at this new restaurant, they're going to offer a bunch of different wines. I believe over 130 selections, which is such a ginormous amount. I couldn't even imagine tasting that much alcohol, but I'm sure it's all amazing. And it's supposed to be from 40 different varieties from regions around the world. And I know this new restaurant will also be serving a range of small plates and cheeses and charcuterie and shareable entrees and desserts. And it's just this fun new restaurant, here in Disney Springs. And I'm curious to try it out myself. I have not gotten, obviously it's not open yet, so I have not gotten to try it out, but I am curious to taste it, and because I love wine myself, so I'm curious to check it out and see how good the wine and the different small plates are at this restaurant. For my next stop, if you can't tell where I'm at, I'm outside the World of Disney store, and as I kind of pan around, you can maybe already tell what's wrong with this picture, besides obviously the wall that's up marking the refurbishment. More importantly, and the reason why I'm even doing this update, is the fact that Stitch is no longer at the top of this entrance. I guess they must have taken him down. I would assume they're probably replacing him with someone else, which is so sad, because who doesn't love Stitch from, of course, Disney's Lilo and Stitch. That's actually one of my favorite films growing up that were Disney. So I'm kind of sad. I guess they wanted to maybe change things up, or maybe they're cleaning him or changing it up by making a new version of him. But I just wanted to let you guys know that he unfortunately is no longer here. So I guess maybe in a future update I'll come back and check out to see who or if any changes have been made to this area. Alright, now for this next stop, obviously there's not much to look at here that's super exciting, but for those of you who can't tell, this is actually the coming NBA experience to Disney Springs. what used to actually be here was Disney Quest. For those of you who don't really remember what that was, it was actually this really interactive arcade gaming center that had been there for years, and well, now of course it is not. I believe it was now announced back in October of last year that Disney was in fact going to be closing Disney Quest, which of course they did, and they will be replacing it with this new NBA experience. Now, what's so exciting about this NBA experience is just some of the really crazy interactive things coming to it. I know the area is going to be supposedly pretty incredible and super futuristic and kind of in themed, I feel like, with what has kind of been taking over themed entertainment recently. So they're going to have a bunch of different interactive experiences and just a bunch of really wild NBA themed things within the actual facility. Now, I don't know exactly when it is going to be finished, but yeah, it's really crazy just to see kind of where they are now, and it's so wild. I feel like they just tore down Disney Quest, and here is the new NBA experience, you know, being built and up and coming. So yeah, next time I come back to Disney Springs, I'll definitely be sure to come over here and take a look at the status of this new really exciting facility coming to Disney Springs. For my next stop, you can probably make out pretty quick where I'm at. I am back at what used to be the Universe of Energy at Epcot in Future World. As you can tell, now this isn't a super big update, so don't expect too much new knowledge today, but you know, Epcot put up this really fun, I guess, covering over the wall that used to be here. But yeah, it's just this really fun new, I guess, decoration to get people excited for the new coming attraction. I know a lot has been going on in this area with the pouring of cement and other interesting fun things going into the building of this ride. So I guess maybe this is Disney's way of kind of showing they're serious and it's happening. I know for a while this building was kind of just sitting lifeless with not much activity happening, and over the past month, if you've been checking on our website, a lot of things have been kind of happening in this area. So I'm curious to see, I guess, what comes over the next year. But yeah, obviously, as you can tell, you know, this is just the covering of a wall, but I think it does speak volumes for what is to come, which is probably a whole lot of fun themed entertainment, and I'm excited, and I just wanted to give you guys just a small look at what's going on over here at the coming Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster attraction. For my next stop, if you can't tell where I'm at, I'm in Future World at Epcot still, and I'm kind of panning around to show you essentially where I'm at, which is of course Mission Space. Now the reason why I'm here though is because recently some new details have been revealed about the coming space themed restaurant to this area. Now this was first announced back at D23 Expo 2017 last summer, that this new space themed restaurant was coming to this the Mission Space area, and it'd be this place where guests could travel high above the earth for an unforgettable dining experience. And that was actually what was stated at D23 Expo 2017. And so I guess the reason why I'm here though specifically is the news is that the new restaurant will actually be placed between Test Track and Mission Space, so kind of in this area over here, which is, you know, pretty cool. And it definitely, I mean, obviously I wouldn't even know where else they would put it, but yeah, so I'm curious to see what comes of this area. It's actually going to be under Patina Restaurant Group, which, for those of you who don't know, they actually have created a bunch of restaurants in Disney Springs and around Walt Disney World. So yeah, so this is just a look essentially at nothing, because obviously nothing has happened other than the release of some information. But please keep checking back for more information. When I come back again, I'll be sure to come back to this area and give you guys a look at what's going on in this area, or if anything for that matter is happening. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this week's roundup around Walt Disney World. I know next week we'll actually be returning to our normal schedule, and Mike Celestino will be taking over from Disneyland, which will be really exciting. I'm curious to see any new updates going on the West Coast. But yeah, so thank you guys again so much for joining me. And if you have any thoughts or comments about this week's episode, please be sure to comment below. What are your guys' thoughts on the new restaurant coming to Mission Space? Do you think this area needs another restaurant? I personally think it does, but I guess that's just my opinion. What do you guys think of, gosh, really all the things happening in Walt Disney World? So yeah, so just please comment all your thoughts below. Thank you guys again, and for Inside the Magic, I'm Sean Spazzato. See you guys next time.